Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. We're going to go through the project plan for Corowa's annual speech night event. So I'll walk you through why I've chosen a waterfall method to support this project. And we'll go through the project charter and why each part matters, the stakeholder map, the schedule and the budget, the visual status report, and how I've been managing the changes to the scope. And finally, we'll look at the project outcomes and what's next. So Speech Night is a large-scale formal event. It's got a fixed date, it's got a defined scope, and predetermined deliverables. The project involves multiple sequential stages, including venue confirmation, award collation, program design, AV content creation, student performance creation, rehearsals, and finally the event execution. Each phase depends on the previous one being fully completed and approved before we can move on to the next. So, for example, the event program can't be designed until all the award recipients and speeches are finalized. And then A/B testing can't occur until the presentations have been produced because we'll need the order for them. So once the event night arrives, there's no opportunity for iteration or change, which is what makes the waterfall structure very appropriate for this project because of its linear approach. Kind of works in the most effective way to manage the timelines and dependencies and stakeholder approvals. We've now got our project charter. So you'll see everything you need to here. This essentially sets the foundation for how we'll work together to deliver Speech Night. You'll see the purpose and goal there, and they give us a really good understanding of why we're doing what we're doing. I think the biggest thing to remember about this project is that, we want to celebrate the student achievements and showcase Cora's values and culture and create a seamless, really inclusive event for our community for the end of the year. The scope is super clear. That's what's going to keep us really focused. Everything related to the planning, the production, logistics, communications, right up to the post-event review is in scope. Anything sort of to do with the getting families to the school for the event, the actual selection of award recipients and the criteria for those awards, all those items that aren't really related to the coordination of the event are outside of the scope. So if we really focus on what's in scope, that'll help us to avoid any scope creep and keep us all aligned on what we're responsible for. You'll see that the deliverables outline tangible outputs that we'll need to produce as well, from the event plan and production setup all the way through to collateral, supplier coordination, and evaluation. These tasks are what's going to keep us on track and let us know exactly what's done and what done looks like, essentially. Our favorite word, our budget, is there. It's broken down sort of into the biggest chunks. This will keep us really grounded and help us to sort of make decisions as we move through the production, catering, and branding process. You'll see the milestones here. They act like a bit of our roadmap. These timing markers make sure we're pacing ourselves correctly. So I really want to stick to these, and we'll learn about which milestone is relevant to what task in a little bit. But yeah, from planning and rehearsal periods all the way through to the event night and final evaluation, which is the end milestone there. So just remember to reference back to this if you feel like you're going off track at any point in time. Finally, you've got the roles and responsibilities that are here, and this will let you know who to go to for what you need. This should really help to minimize any confusion about task overlay or cross path. It should really define who you need to see for what item. So this is really there to strengthen the accountability for people, but also make sure we're communicating in the right way with the right people, and that communication is also flowing in the right direction. So if at any point you're feeling unsure or lost, refer back to this charter. It keeps us all sort of on the same page, and hopefully prevents any misunderstandings and ensures that we all know what the purpose is, and where our tasks sort of start and finish, and our shared path to delivering speech night. All right, we have our stakeholder power map here. So here we have essentially a breakdown of how we'll communicate with the people. Let me see. A second. Great. For those of us that are in a high power, high interest space, we're the core project team, we will keep communication frequent, probably weekly and collaboratively, so we stay really on task with what we're trying to achieve overall. For our high power, lower interest stakeholders like Francis and Eitan, I'll keep them informed at a high level, but they won't be involved in the day-to-day details, but they do need to be confident that we're managing and staying on track. Same with our high interest, low power colleagues like our senior school administrators, Courtney and Jenny. You will be looped in regularly with clear updates and opportunities for feedback, especially with rehearsals and as the logistics and the schedules evolve. And again, for our low power, low interest groups, like our teaching staff, our maintenance, and our sort of wider community, they'll basically just be involved very minimally. Communication will be super simple, will be just task focused, and there to sort of help support with a smooth bump in and rehearsal schedule and like the daily operations. So again, refer to this. It helps us tailor how we communicate with each other and how often we need to communicate with each other. If anything's not clear there, feel free to reach out. Oh, and that's as far as I have in my script. Fantastic.